Hi, Eric Stromquist at 2016 CG&A meeting. I am here with Larry Weber from Honeywell. Larry, man, you guys gave a presentation this morning, blew us away. So for our listeners out there who might not know, the light commercial market, Honeywell invented that with their LCBS product. Things got bigger, Honeywell got bigger, but you guys are getting ready to reinvent the whole thing.
Yeah, well, thanks. We're excited about it. I think what we're really looking forward to is we're looking for an opportunity to use the data from these sites to reinvent how people maintain and service these small and medium-sized buildings. I think the applications that we're developing on top of the hardware is going to be a real game changer.
I think it is, and again, to put it in perspective, if you watch Controltrends or listen to Control Talk now, the Smart Buildings videocast and podcast, you know that Ken Smyers coined a term called the race to the small space. And yeah, so the cost to serve the small buildings, it was just too expensive for the smaller buildings. But with companies like Honeywell coming out with products, everything from their Red Link offering to their new LCBS product, I mean, everybody gets a system now. And why wouldn't you do it? Because there's so many small buildings out there.
So I think you're right, Eric. The connectivity play really makes a big difference. It helps to be able to be more competitive on those small and medium-sized buildings and get the total installed cost down to a reasonable amount. I think the real game changer here, really, though, is you can get a lot of the goodness that you could get from a full-blown automation system that these smaller buildings couldn't afford. And that goodness is the ability to get data, to actually know what's going on the site before you send a technician out there to service the building. Those are the kinds of things that I think that are really going to add a lot of value and hopefully change how people manage and operate those small and medium buildings.
Well, I think it's going to be a huge change, and I know you guys did a ton of research, voice of customer type stuff, where you talk to owners what they're looking for. And I think that this product, to me, is really sort of geared, at least initially, to the service type contractor. And for you Controltrends viewers out there that are service contractors that may have sort of shied away from building automation controls, I think this is your sort of gateway in. And I think it's imperative that you get in it, Larry, because what you heard from the owners is this is what they're going to want, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you made a couple of good points here. One is really around, traditional custom building management systems. There's been a high barrier to entry for a lot of contractors. Making it simple. And I guess what we're targeting is a type of contractor who is basically an entry-level technician who doesn't carry a laptop, who can go out and set up and commission a small building and connect it to the internet and get the data they need to maintain and operate that building efficiently.
Well, I think operating the building efficiently is definitely a key piece. And then the other thing is, because I call on a lot of you service contractors out there, and Larry's enlightened me a little bit with how much a service contract is worth, not just in terms of what you're getting monthly, but in terms of the upgrades, right? I mean, in terms of.
I think we see this as a way to get our hardware in the building, and we're going to be able to provide a lot of functional data around that'll provide value. But we're also thinking about, we also have some on our roadmap, some applications. One of the first applications we're going to have is called ventilation application, which is a Title 24 economizer checkout that you can do remotely. So I think that's going to be a great value. The second application that we're coming out with is an advanced rooftop unit diagnostic application, which will allow you all kinds of value for service contractors who specifically have lots of sites that they maintain from an individual tech. This will allow them the actionable data they need from remotely that allows them to make decisions on whether they need to drive to the job site. They can make a set point change or make a change remotely, or they need to stop out at a distributor like Stromquist before they head to the job site.
And what that means, I think, for the service contractor, Larry, is that the cost to serve goes down. Because face it, I mean, just like every other business, more and more people are chasing the same customer sets. Service contractors are very, very valuable. So at one level, you definitely need something like this because it'll allow you to be more competitive. Your cost to serve will go down. The second thing to me, Larry, is that the owners are asking for it. We go to Realcomm, Ivacon, Canada, do a lot. We talk to a lot of owners. The small space people, they want the same sort of diagnostics, same sort of service, the same sort of energy data points that you get from a big system. So if you're not offering that to your customers, okay, somebody else will. And I understand, because I've been in this game for a while. I mean, building automation could be a little risky if that wasn't your strong suit, but really it's almost more risky to stay out of it now. And again, with your system, Very easy to use, very easy to configure. It's really designed not for that full-blown systems integrator, although they can use it too. It's really designed for the service guy who maybe hasn't done building automation controls before.
Correct. I think that, yeah, a couple of good points there. So I think that we're targeting a different segment of contractors here that focus on service and lead with service. I think the ease of setup and the usability has to be there for those type of people, because they're not going to make the, traditionally those technicians aren't going to have the time and make the commitment to be custom BMS programmers. I think those are really the key things, but it's really around empowering the end users. I think what you said makes sense to me, because the people that have experiences in their personal lives at their home are bringing those experiences to their workplace, and they want to be able to get that same data, they want to get that same information. So in what we heard from end users in a small and medium-sized building, they want access to the data and they want to feel empowered too.
Yes.
So, you know, whether or not they actually know what to do with all the information and data, they feel empowered by having this available to them, so they can actually have intelligent conversations with the people who maintain and service those buildings.
Well, face it, I mean, it's like, you know, we've got to keep up with the Joneses. I mean, it's out. Once they see it, they're going to want it. And if you're a service contractor, the thing is, Honeywell's been doing this forever. I mean, you guys are really a safe bet with this. People recognize the Honeywell brand from the thermostat, so it's a good thing there. So your next step. Oh, let me ask you one other thing, Larry. You got some really cool built-in apps, like from some of the manufacturers, right? So talk about that, if you would.
Well, I think for the initial release, we have a whole suite of things that we would like to offer. But for the initial release, the two, I mean, there's going to be a scheduling app, there's going to be a ventilation app, and there's going to be a rooftop unit advanced diagnostics apps. And these are things that are going to allow you to do some, not just basic thermostat functionality and set point changes and change schedule, but allow you to actually get real-time actionable data from the job site proactively before things start to fail.
So instead of reacting, you can anticipate it, and that's what great customer service is all about. It's going to a whole new level. So what's your next step? Your next step is to go to your local Honeywell distributor, tell them Larry sent you, Larry Weber, and you want to get trained on the Honeywell LCBS system, which is coming out very, very soon. Larry, thanks so much, buddy.
All right, thank you.